This is the L2C Media Network, and this is Final with Steve the Baxman Baxley, brought to you by the L2C Media Network. Now, with the details from the headlines that make the whole world sing perfect sports harmony, Steve the Baxman Baxley. Hey, how are you? What's up? What's shaking? Glad to have you with us here on a rainy, ugly, disgusting weather. Ugh. Tuesday night. I'm glad you're here. We can have a little fun tonight, and we will. Don't bang the bell yet. We got baseball, and we got, of course, the Tuesday back from Monday night, Sunday night games, and a few of the Sunday afternoon or Sunday week numero dos games that have been played. All that and a whole lot more. It's going to be a thrill. Speaking of thrills, let's have one right now, and that's the scoreboard. And as always, our scoreboard is presented by Caesars Sportsbook. Remember, we are all Caesars. All right. And as we slowly bring the fan down a bit, in the ninth inning, Minnesota Twins lead the Chicago Cubs 9-5. In the ninth inning, the ninth inning, the defending World Series champs, the LA Dodgers, and the Colorado Rockies are tied at 4. Bottom of the sixth inning, it's the Houston Astros 10, Los Angeles Angels 1. Seventh inning, the Atlanta Braves over the I keep wanting to say Atlanta Diamondbacks. No, they're the Arizona Diamondbacks. So the Atlanta Braves lead the Arizona Diamondbacks 5-1. In the sixth inning, the Seattle Mariners lead the Oakland Athletics 4-2. And in the fourth inning, it's the San Diego Padres 4, San Francisco Giants 1. Final scores, we got them. You want them, we'll give them to you finally, yes. The Detroit Tigers beat the Chicago White Sox 5-3, 5-16-1 for the Tigers, 3-12-1 for the White Sox. Garcia, the winner, he's 3-2 for the season. Fry, the loser, he's 0-1 for the season. And Fulmer gets his 11th save. Cleveland Indians beat the Kansas City Royals 4-1, 4-5-0 for the Indians, 1-9-0 for the Royals. Quantrill gets his big win. He goes 7-3. Lynch gets the loss. He's 4-6. And Klaas, you're going to love this. Klaas gets his 24th save. I got it up here, so I'll be able to do this carefully. Pittsburgh Pirates beat the Cincinnati Reds 6-2, 6-10-0 for the Pirates, 2-10-0 for the Reds. Keller gets the big win. He's 5-11. Maul gets the big loss. He's 12-6. Washington Nationals defeat the Miami Marlins 7-1, 7-9-0 for the Nats, 1-5-3 for the Marlins. Rogers goes 2-0 with the victory, while the other Rogers goes 7-8 for the victory. It took 10 innings. Phillies beat the Orioles 3-2, 3-9-1 for the Phils, 2-7-0 for the Orioles. Kennedy gets the win for the Phils. He's 3-1. Valdez gets the loss. He's 0-1 for the season. New York Yankees over the Texas Rangers 7-1, 7-9-0 for the Yanks, 1-6-0 for the Rangers. Montgomery gets his 6th win. He gets the win. He's 6-6. Dunning gets the loss. He's 5-9. Boston Red Sox beat up the New York Mets 6-3, 6-8-0 for the Red Sox, 3-8-0 for the Mets. Brazier gets the big win. He's 1-1. Stroman gets the big loss. He's 9-13. Blue Jays over the Tampa Bay Rays 4-2, 4-8-0 for the Blue Jays, 2-5-0 for the Tampa Bay Rays. Manoah gets the big win. He's 7-2. Anderson, the big loss. He's 0-1. And Romano gets his 20th save. And finally, the St. Louis Cardinals take the Milwaukee Brewers and put them in the woodshed for a spanking. 2-1 final score. Cardinals 2-5-0. Brewers 1-4-0. Woodford gets the big win for the Cards. He's 3-3. And Woodruff gets the big loss. He's 9-10. And Gallegos gets his 11th save. And that is your look at baseball for just a little second, kiddies. Let's get to the standings because we all know standings are affable. Standings are available. Oops. Thank you. Can we? No. Thank you. Oi. All right. Let's go to the standings. Major League Baseball. Get the counts and everything. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Are you ready? Are you sure you're ready? Okay, let's go to it. The regular season standings coming up. Hey, how you doing there, everybody? All right. Boom. In the American League East, Tampa Bay is still the top dog at 93-59. Let me got to get the big sound effect ready. Thank you. 93-59. They're 6 up on the Boston Red Sox at 87-65. They are 7.5 up on Toronto at 85-66. 8 up on the New York Yankees, and 44.5 up. By the way, the Yankees 85-67, and they're 44.5 up on the Baltimore Orioles at 48-103. Wow. Incred, isn't it? In the American League Central race for the top, it's tightening up just, not actually tightening up. It's all Chicago. At 85-66, they are 10.5 up on Cleveland at 74-76. They are 11.5 up on Detroit, who's eliminated already, 74-78. They are 16.5 up on Kansas City, who are also eliminated at 69-83. And they're 19.5 up on Minnesota at 65-85. Now, the AL West, that's also, let's face it, the AL West is getting to be somewhat predictable. Houston at 89-61. They're in first place, 7 up on the Oakland A's at 82-68. 8 up on the Seattle Mariners at 81-69. They are 17 up on the Los Angeles Angels, who have already been eliminated at 72-78. And they're 34.5 up on the Texas Rangers at 55-96. They too are eliminated. In the National League East, Atlanta continues to be a harbinger. And by the way, the National League East, that's still got a fighting chance to be interesting. Atlanta at 78-70, still top dog, 2.5 up on Philadelphia at 77-74. 6.5 up on the New York Mets at 73-78. 15.5 up on the already eliminated Miami Marlins at 64-87. 17.5 up on the already eliminated Washington Nationals at 62-89. So, how about the Central Division? Well, the Central Division looks kind of good. Milwaukee's already got a spot already put in. Let me just. Milwaukee's already got their ticket for a playoff at 91-60. 9.5 up on the St. Louis Cardinals at 81-69. Bing that bell. 13.5 up on Cincinnati at 78-74. They are already been eliminated. 23.5 on the compost-smelling Chicago Cubs at 67-83, and 34 up on the Pittsburgh Pirates, who continue to prove they just don't like to go to the playoffs. They are at 57-94, already eliminated. National League West. Oh, this one's getting interesting, kiddies. San Francisco already has a playoff spot, 97-53. They are one up on the defending World Series champion Los Angeles Dodgers at 96-54. They are 20.5 up on San Diego, already eliminated at 76-73. 26.5 up, already eliminated, Colorado Rockies at 70-79. And 49 up on Arizona at 48-102. They've been eliminated as well. Not only that, but Arizona, without a doubt, the worst team in baseball. But now, who is the best in baseball? Who is the best? Well, it's already been proven. San Francisco is the best, but things are tightening up a little bit. In fact, can we see about the wild cards, guys? All right. Going to the wild cards. Bam, boom. Here we go. The wild card teams as of this moment, Boston and Toronto. Yankees are half game out, so the Yankees are right now battling for either the second spot or are battling right now for the number 2 spot, wherever that could be. Let's see here. Yes, indeed. We can do this, you know. Okay. Meanwhile, the National League wildcard teams, Dodgers have already got their ticket. So it is a battle between St. Louis, Cincinnati, San Diego, and Philadelphia, with maybe a chance for the New York Mets. Maybe. So there you go. Your baseball fix for the major leagues is all done. How about for the minor leagues? Well, we got that for you right now as we take you along the primrose path to the scoreboard for the minors. Top of the 7th inning, Salt Lake down a lot. Reno leads Salt Lake 13-4. End of 4, Sacramento up on Vegas 5-1. Final scores: Oklahoma City over Round Rock 3-1, 3-5-1 for Oklahoma City, 1-8-1 for Round Rock. Jacksonville over Memphis 5-3, 5-5-1 for Jayville, 3-9-1 for Memphis. Oh yeah, I forgot we were also doing the thing. So let's go back to Round Rock and Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City defeated Round Rock 3-1. Nunez, the winner, he's 7-0. Ryan, the loser, he's 2-7. And Quackenbush got a little Groucho, 20th save. For the Jacksonville-Memphis game, Jacksonville's Guillemette, or Guillemette, if you prefer, got the win. He's 5-2. Thompson, the loss for Memphis, he's 2-10. And Bellotti gets his 10th save. Now we're caught up, and we just blooped. Okay. Excuse me. Thank you. Grazie. Okay, and finally, well, almost finally, Sugarland over Albuquerque by a score of 8-7. 8-9-4 for Sugarland, 7-9-0 for Albuquerque. Paredes gets the win for Sugarland. He's 1-0. Lawrence gets the loss for Albuquerque. He's 5-4. El Paso over Tacoma, 8-4, 8-12-0 for El Paso, 4-3-1 for Tacoma. Camarena gets the win. He's 4-7. Ub gets a loss. He's 0-1. There's your AAA. Let's go half a mile to the AA. Everything's a final there. Akron over Bowie or Bowie. I think it's Bowie. Bowie? Okay. 5-1 final score. 5-9-2 for Akron. 1-1-0 for Bowie. Battenfield gets the win. He's 1-0. Fenter. Yeah, Fenter gets a loss. He's 0-1. Northwest Arkansas 7-5 winner over Wichita in championship game 1. That's right. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you for telling me. I didn't look further enough. Now I know. This is championship game 1, Akron and Bowie. 5-1, Akron defeated Bowie, so there you go. Championship game 1, Northwest Arkansas, Wichita. We've already done that for a disaster. And finally, Montgomery over Mississippi. 7-1 in their championship game. 7-10-1 for Montgomery. 1-3-0 for Mississippi. De Horta gets the win. He's 1-0. Schuster gets a loss. He's 0-1. So the AA playoffs are beginning. So are the high A playoffs. Lansing, I don't think, is involved. Boo. Championship game 1, Eugene over Spokane in the top of the 7th, 11-4. Final score, Cedar Rapids over Quad Cities, 2-1, 2-6-1. Cedar Rapids, 1-7-3 for Quad Cities. Sherman gets the win. He's 1-0. Monk gets a loss. He's 0-1. And Featherstone gets his first save. And unfortunately, the championship game between Bowling Green and Greensboro has been postponed. It'll be made up on September double nickel. Let's go now to Low A. Obviously, they're in the championship season. Just to quell my appetite, are they in championship mode? Not yet? Okay, thank you. AAA, no championships yet. Here we go. Excuse me if I've been saying a lot. So here we go in the championship game. It's the end of 8. San Jose over Fresno, 3-1. In final scores for the other championship games, here they are. Bradenton over Tampa, 4-3, 4-10-1 for Bradenton, 3-6-0 for Tampa. The winner, Montout. He's 1-0. Neely is 0-1 with the loss. Charleston over Down East, 4-2, 4-10-2 for Charleston, 2-5-0 for Down East. Brecht gets the win for Charleston. He's 1-0. Collier gets the loss for Down East. He's 0-1. And Gross gets his first save. And that's in Low A. And we are miraculously done with that part. Let's keep going with more of the scoreboard and go directly to the football, otherwise known as soccer. Soccer action we go. That's right. And the Women's World Cup qualifying, Jehoshaphat. We're going to read them all. Here we go. Finland over Slovakia in the Women's World Cup qualifiers. Finland over Slovakia, 2-1. Sweden over Georgia, 4-0. Spain over Hungary, 7-0. Scotland over Faroe Islands, 7-1. Czech Republic over Cyprus, 8-0. Netherlands over Iceland, 2-0. Austria over North Macedonia, 6-0. Northern Ireland over Latvia women by a score of 4-0. England spanked Luxembourg 10-0. Russia over Montenegro 5-0. Denmark over Azerbaijan 8-0. Am I centered? Not really. Hang on there. Let me get centered. There we are. Okay, thank you. Denmark over Azerbaijan 8-0. Malta women and Malta and Bosnia-Herzegovina ended in a ballet, otherwise known as a 2-2 tie. Poland women over Armenia. Why do I keep saying Poland women? They all know that this is the women's World Cup qualifier. So we just say Poland over Armenia 1-0. Norway over Kosovo 3-0. Belgium over Albania 7-0. Italy over Croatia 5-0. Switzerland over Moldova 6-0. Romania over Lithuania 3-0. Germany over Serbia 5-1. Wales over Estonia 1-0. Greece over Slovenia. No, Greece over Kazakhstan 3-2. France over Slovenia 3-2. In the EFL Cup, it is Brentford over Oldham Athletic 7-0. Burnley over Rochdale 4-1. Fulham and Leeds tied at 0, but on penalties, Leeds defeated Fulham 6-5. Manchester City a 6-1 winner over Wycombe. Liverpool over Norwich City 3-0. Preston North End over Cheltenham 4-1. Queen's Park Rangers and Everton tied at 2-2. Queen's Park, however, won on penalties 8-7. Sheffield United and Southampton also went to the ballet because they too tied in 2-2. But Queen's Park Rangers won on penalties 8-7. Sheffield United and Southampton also 2-2. Southampton won 4-2 on penalties. Stoke City over Watford 3-1. And Sunderland over Wigan Athletic 2-0. By the way, I welcome anyone to the chat room. We love to chit-chat with you. We'd love to have fun with you. So come one, come all to the chat if you would love to. EFL Trophy. Cambridge over Tottenham Hotspur 1-0. Doncaster over Manchester City 2-1. Bradford a loser to Manchester United 3-0. League One action. Morecambe over Crewe Alexandra 3-1. Gillingham and Charlton Athletic tied at 1. Portsmouth and Plymouth Argyle tied at 2. In the secondary league, it was Crawley Town and Harrogate tied at 2. And we wonder why. There we go. Let's keep going. In National Soccer League action, Dover and Solihull tied at 0. By the way, women's international friendlies, the U.S. beat Paraguay by a score of 8-0, and the Republic of Ireland defeated Australia 3-2. National League North, Alfreton Town won, Leamington 0. In the FA Cup qualifier, Enfield Town over Headley 2-1. Jersey Bulls over Sutton 3-2. Chester over Darlington 1-0. Chippenham Town over Poole Town by a score of 1-0. Corinthian Casuals over Leatherhead 3-0. Metro Police over Farnborough 1-0. Blythe over the United of Manchester 2-0. Ware over Hemel Hempstead 1-0. Hereford over Lymington 4-0. Horsham over Kingstonian 1-0. Kettering Town over Spalding 2-0. Leiston over Kings Langley 3-1. East Thurrock over Needham 3-2. Southport over Chorley 1-0. Spennymoor over Filed 1-0. St. Albans City over Concord 2-1. Sudbury over Stowmarket 1-0. Welsh League Cup, Bangor City and Ballatown tied at 0, but Ballatown won 8-7 on penalties. Barrytown over Trefethen 3-0. Conisquay over Airbus 6-3. Haverford West over Undy 5-0. Newton over Carnarvon 5-0. Holywell over Prestatyn 4-3. Cardiff over Aberystwyth 5-2. Spanish La Liga, Atletico Madrid over Getafe 2-1. Rayo Vallecano over Athletic Bilbao 2-1. Celta Vigo over Levante 2-0. Italia Series A, Bologna and Genoa tied at 2. Atalanta and Sassuolo 2-1. Inter Milan 3. Fiorentina 1. The Dutch, Ajax 5. Fortuna Sittard 0. Willem 2. Walwick 1. Switzerland, Zurich and Sevier tied at 2. And finally, the Turkish Super League, Altay over Kayserispor, boom, 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 2-1. Antalyaspor over Faith Karagumuk, goose eggs, Besiktas, and Adana tied at 3, and Sivasspor over Yeni Malatipur 1-0. And that is a lengthy, long scoreboard right there. Let's get you some headlines that we will make into details. And the first stop, college football. College football playoff expansion may not only be delayed as expected, but the CFP board, the CFP board of managers, those necessary to vote on adopting a 12-team playoff, may be asked to not even fly to Chicago for a previously scheduled meeting on September 28th, sources tell CBS Sports. The differences are so vast among stakeholders at this point. The possibility of getting a unanimous vote from the board, consisting of university presidents and chancellors next Tuesday, seems like a little itty bitty long shot, sources tell CBS Sports. It's gotten to the point where even holding the meeting at all may prove a worthless endeavor. CBS Sports reported earlier this month that CFP expansion was next week's meeting, one that was originally thought to be scheduled as a means of rubber stamping an expanded 12 deal. Now, what has become clearer in recent days is why. Why, oh why, oh why. And I'll tell you that following a little drinky poo. The CFP Management Committee, the 10 FBS commissioners and Notre Dame Athletic Director Jack Swarbrick, could formally recommend expansion as soon as Tuesday following a scheduled meeting in Dallas. However, a call among members of the committee held last week produced what termed an airing of the grievances. And they are familiar. Like, for example, media rights. ESPN has 5 years left on its original 12-year, $7.2 billion CFP deal. The overwhelming preference among the commissioners is to maximize their profit and expansion by getting multiple partners into the bidding. There is significant support to allow the remaining 5 years to run out and put the expanded playoffs out to bid. Allowing multiple partners to bid on the expanded postseason would resemble the models used by the NFL, MLB, NHL, and NBA. Among the other options is offering ESPN the opportunity to buy additional playoff games within the 12-year term at an above-market rate. Sources also tell CBS Sports that buy would be an increase from 7 games in the current deal, 3 playoff games and 4 New Year's 6 games, to 11 games in a 12-team playoff. Now, the soonest an expanded CFP could start is 2023. Now, they could also tell ESPN it may only get half the rights, thereby allowing multiple partners to bid on the other half. Player safety. Specifically, significant issues have come to light. One high-ranking source told CBS Sports that commissioners have yet to do their due diligence regarding student-athlete welfare when it comes to playing what could be a record 17-game season. Medical personnel have not been engaged properly to assess the team that would be playing 2 consecutive months without a break if it had an early season bye week. Back there. As proposed, first-round playing games be held a week after conference championship games. However, the chances of playing a 17-game season for any team in a 12-team playoff is very remote. How remote? Say the island of Zumakamuwukurabaka. Academics. Playing football during finals in the month of December has been a big concern since the BCS started in 98. An expanded CFP would add more games. Athletes could be on the road for a possible 4 games in the playoffs. Winterization. There's a potential problem with scheduling playoff games at on-campus stadiums for those in the North and Midwest. Concerns include pipes freezing when bathroom sand irrigation systems Within bathroom sand irrigation systems. Thank you. One source said the expense in winterizing such stadiums is 10 to 12 million per stadium, and the process would take 2 years to compete. So, now that problem could be solved by conferences declaring a central location within the conference footprint for playing games. Example: SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles for the Pac-12, Lucas Oil in Indian Stadium in Indianapolis for the Big Ten, and Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta for the SEC. Winterization is less of a concern than the others. The NHL has played 5 Winter Classic games in January at college stadiums. No kidding. And this one, the Rose Bowl. Patience seems to have run out on allowing the granddaddy of them all access to its traditional partners, the Big Ten and Pac-12, at its traditional time, January 1st at 5 p.m. In an expanded playoff, the games themselves are seen to be more important than the locations at which they are played. It does seem the Rose Bowl will either be part of the expanded playoff placed in the bracket at the whim of the stakeholders or be played outside the CFP. Now, as proposed, the expanded playoffs would include the top 6 ranked conference champions, followed by 6 at-large teams determined by rankings of the CFP. The 4 highest ranked conference champions would receive first-round byes. Now, it was thought that the 12-team proposal leveled the playing field. The Pac-12 would have increased access in most years. It would almost certainly have its champion ranked in the top 6. Notre Dame will have its best access ever, only needing to finish in or around the top 12 to get a bid. Top ranked group of 5 champion would basically be guaranteed a spot with the potential for the other group of 5 teams to get into the field as well. Stay tuned. This sounds juicy. Yes, it does. So juicy that we're stuck. Aha, there we are. Okay, the SEC released its 2022 football schedule by team. Don't worry, we won't say who's who. The SEC released its 2022 college football schedule Tuesday, and they contain several intriguing matchups. Florida and Texas A&M met last year in College Station, Texas, in an instant classic, and that game will be run back in 2022 inside a raucous Kyle Field. The game will take place November 5th, the same day as a rivalry game between Alabama and LSU in Baton Rouge. Now, the season kicks off with a bang in week 1 with Georgia taking on Oregon, the Chick-fil-A kickoff game, and the battle of 2 teams currently ranked 2 and 3 respectively on September 3rd, and LSU squaring off with Florida State in New Orleans on Sunday, September 4th. Both games should provide not only where the Bulldogs and Tigers stand headed into the season, but how the conference in general stands up against the Pac-12 and ACC respectfully. The following week, future SEC member Texas plays host to Alabama in the battle of 2 of the most tradition-rich programs in a huge Week 2 matchup September 10th. There are a few interesting points to take a look at. Auburn will play its first 5 games at Jordan-Hare Stadium before having back-to-back road games at LSU and Ole Miss, respectful. Florida will have 4 of its final 5 home games away from the Swamp, including the neutral site rivalry game with SEC East foe Georgia. The SEC will have a Week 0 game, or a Week 0 game, for a second time in 4 years. Vanderbilt travels to the islands to take on Hawaii. Miami and Florida squared off in Orlando in Week 0 in 2019. The complete schedule you can see at the SEC website or at cbssports.com. And there you have it. Okay, we screwed up. There we go. By the way, before we continue any further, let us check and see if the mystical one, that's right. There was a little faux pas earlier. Yesterday, this week, it's EVS versus Peggy Poulter on Nick Rekieta's Lost Blaming the Interweb show on the Ricada Law channel here on YouTube. We hope you will kindly enjoy the broadcast, as it should be fun, fun, fun till my daddy takes the T-Bird away. Fun, 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 fun. Rapid fun. Yes, indeed. Rapid fun. Yes, sir. And so join the mystical one, Mr. Nick Ricada, the humble one from Minnesota, as he takes you on a nice tour, lost explaining the interwebs. Should be fun, should be exciting, should be worth the price of admission, which, by the way, just happens to be free. So, with that said, ladies and gents, boys and girls, cats, kittens, frogs, hogs, and assorted nuts, remind you again, it is the Ricada Law Network, or the Ricada Law channel on YouTube for EVS versus Peggy Poulter for real this time. This should be fun. I may just pop in as well to watch. Okay, we have some NFL news for you. Sad note, one of the co-founders of the then Oakland Raiders Black Hole fan section, Rob Rivera, passed away from COVID complications on Tuesday. A report from ESPN. Rivera, who founded the Black Hole in 95 and began attending Raider games with 18 other members in 96, was in his 50s. The Black Hole was located in sections 104 to 107 of the Oakland Coliseum's south end zone, but since the team's 2020 move to Vegas, it now resides in Allegiant Stadium's southern end zone. Fans of the Black Hole are known for their menacing costumes and rowdy behavior. Radio host JT the Brick reminded his listeners how valuable Rivera was to Raiders fandom after the news of his death broke. He is arguably the most important fan in Raiders history, building and growing the Black Hole in Oakland. There's a lot of guys who put on a costume, and no slight to them, but he was so proud of the Black Hole, he lived it. Rivera drew inspiration for the Black Hole from watching Cleveland Browns Dog Pound fan section on TV in the 90s, but told ESPN in 2019 he wanted to, quote, do it on rabies, end quote. The Black Hole has gone global since its humble beginnings in Oakland Coliseum, section 105, quarter century ago. Chapters of the Black Hole can now be found everywhere from Australia to Germany to Mexico. Fans have seen the Raiders play at Allegiant Stadium only once, a captivating 33-27 overtime victory over the Ravens in the 2021 season opener. Quote, the sad thing is he never got a chance to come to Vegas to see a game. He had plans to come out later this season and sit in my seats. But he passed away because of this awful pandemic, which should get everyone's attention. If it can happen to Black Hole Rob, it can happen to anyone. JT the Brick is hosting Rivera Tribute Show on Raider Nation Radio from 9 to noon Eastern. That'll be tomorrow. Attendance mandatory for Raider fans. Okay, we got a little bit more headliner. Let's do it. The AL East rival Tampa Bay Rays and Toronto Blue Jays are in the midst of a 3-game series at Tropicana Field, and this clash between contenders on Monday was spiced up from some haphazard espionage. In the 6th inning of eventual Rays win on Monday, Tampa Bay outfielder Kevin Kiermaier slid into home plate, and during the action at the plate, a data card with in part info on how Jays pitchers would attack Rays hitters fell out of catcher Alejandro Kirk's pocket. Kiermaier retrieved the card and kept it. According to Madani, according to who? To whom? To who? Who is the gentleman? There is no name in this. Okay. Anyway, according to Madani, the Blue Kiermaier uh, Arash Madani. The Blue Jays are not happy that Kiermaier picked up and kept the card. Madani later tweeted out Kiermaier's somewhat rambling response when asked about what happened. Ooh. And it is rambling. We won't read it. According to Kiermaier, he initially thought it might have been his positioning card for the outfield that he keeps in his pocket, but once he realized it wasn't that, he declined to hand it over. As Madani and Shai Davidi of Sportsnet later reported, the Jays dispatched a bat boy to the Tampa dugout to ask for the card return, but the request was declined, albeit in what seemed to be a joking manner. Their refusal to return the card, which very likely provided the Rays with actionable insight into the Jays' approach against them, is probably what stuck in Trout's craw. Whether you think Kiermaier and the Rays are out of bounds on this likely hinges on whether you think the Jays' data card is fair game once it falls out of the catcher's pocket. Also of note is that the Rays, in a since deleted tweet, apparently referenced the incident while noting that the team is on the verge of clinching the division title. The Jays and Rays meet Tuesday and then Wednesday for the final time this regular season. Perhaps by then, this matter will be revisited and solved during those contests. The Rays can clinch postseason berth on Tuesday, which is today, with a win over the Blue Jays. Yankees lost to Rangers, or Red Sox lost to the Mets, and the A's lost to the Mariners. The Blue Jays, meanwhile, enter the game with a half-game lead over the Yankees for the final AL wild card slot. Okay, we are down to our final freaking segment. Or do we have any boop? Any boop? Yeah, we got boop. Yeah, we got about 3 boops. All right, let's go to it. Our first little bit of media news comes to us from, of all places, soccer. So let's get to it, shall we? We got time. Then we got our international scoreboard. So let's get to it, boys. Spin it around, spit it out. All right. Tuesday's announced expansion of the League's Cup to include all MLS and Liga MX teams provides an interesting new set of TV rights. The tournament began in 2019 with 8 teams, then was supposed to go to 16 teams in 2020, but was canceled due to COVID. It's an 8-team tournament this year, but Tuesday saw the announcement that it's going to all teams from both leagues in 2023. A total of 47, 29 from MLS and 18 from Liga MX. And while the current U.S. broadcast rights with ESPN and Univision/Tudin, which is Telemundo, Univision, not Telemundo, Televisa, Univision, Deportes Network through 2022, Jeff Carlisle of ESPN notes that the League's Cup U.S. rights will be up in 2023. Same time as the MSL rights are up, and they could be bundled with the MSL rights, or they could be sold separately. Wow. Let's see. Do we need to read this? I don't think so, because we just said it in a simple language. Briefness. Obviously, there's a lot yet to come here in terms of details. Pretty much all that's been announced so far is that the tournament will be played during a 1-month pause in the MLS and Liga MX seasons, that every team from both leagues will participate, that there will be a group stage and a knockout stage, and the winner will advance to a round of 16 of the CONCACAF Champions League, and the second and third place teams qualify for that competition's opening round. But this is going to be a major expansion of soccer inventory involving MLS and Liga MX teams, and that's a big deal in both Anglais, which this could be an additional boon to a broadcaster to win some regular MLS rights, or a consolation prize to one that wants those rights and doesn't get them, and Spanish, where Liga MX games have regularly provided some of the best U.S. soccer ratings regardless of the language. On the English side in particular, this is also perhaps raises the incentive further for a company with a strong streaming component to chase MLS rights, whether for the regular season, for this expanded tournament, or both. Not all these matches are going to draw well by conventional standards of television, but there could be a national TV attraction here for at least some of these matches, especially in the knockout stage, and especially if the MLS clubs take it seriously and field top tier sides. They haven't always done that in international competitions, but the month long pause here may help. And the other matches involved here could be desirable content to throw on a pace streaming service. Both ESPN and CBS jumped into the soccer on streaming world heavily recently, and they found some success there with matches that don't necessarily have a broad audience, but do have a devoted one. These new fixtures might meet that standard at the very least. They add one further dimension to the talks about MSL rights in 2023 and beyond. Our second little media story is somewhat of a solemn salute. Tuesday, Sportsnet announced that longtime hockey broadcaster Jim Houston was retiring from broadcasting after 42 years. The longtime voice of Hockey Night in Canada also worked regular schedules, calling games for the Canucks, Maple Leafs, Expos, and in a statement, Houston said that this was his decision and he was at peace with it. It's been a fantastic run on Sportsnet, Hockey Night in Canada, all my friends and colleagues over the years for the tremendous support and countless memories. This is a decision I made in consultation with my family, and I'm very much at peace with it. My only goal in this industry was to work at the highest level, and on the last day of the season, I've had that opportunity a number of times and will always be grateful for it. Now, this past season, Houston only called games in Vancouver because of the pandemic. Last week, a report began to circulate that he would not be calling games for Sportsnet this coming season. The company has yet to announce its plans for NHL broadcasts this season, but it's reasonable to think that Chris Cuthbert, who joined Sportsnet last summer, will be the primary Hockey Night in Canada play-by-play voice going forward. Congratulations, and double congratulations, both to Jim and Chris Cuthbert. And get ready, because here we come next week. ESPN will become the latest network to roll out an all-female broadcast of an MLB game. The September 29th broadcast will be called by Melody Newman and Jessica Mendoza. Both women have made plenty of history in recent seasons. Newman was part of Major League Baseball's first ever all-female broadcast in July, calling an Orioles-Rays game on YouTube with Sarah Langs and Alana Rizzo. In August, MLB Network aired their first ever all-female broadcast, with Newman calling a Cubs-White Sox game with Elise Menaker and Rizzo. Mendoza's list of broadcasting first came in 2015 when she became ESPN's first female analyst on a MLB game, also becoming the first female analyst to call a playoff game on a national network. The December 29th matchup, still to be determined, quickly skimming the schedule. It's either going to be Yankees, Blue Jays, Phillies, Braves, Brewers, Cards, Reds, White Sox, Rays, Astros, or Padres, Dodgers. We shall find out. Now, is that it? Yes, that is it for our media column. It is now time for the final segment. That's right. When we go around the world of sports in just a few minutes. That's right, just a few minutes. So let's make it worth the while, shall we? Okay, I think we've already yeah. In hockey in the Czech Republic, it was Pilsen over Česk Budějovice 4-3 in overtime. Karlovy Vary over Kladno 7-4. Pardubice over Litvinov 7-4. In overtime, Liberec over Ziln 4-3. Ziln over Liberec 4-3. Sparta Prague over Mlade Boleslav 3-1. And in Finland, in overtime, it was the Pelicans over Lives. 4-3. Japanese baseball. Let's hear it. Hanshin Tigers over the Chunichi Dragons, 3-2. Iwazaki gets the win for the Tigers. He's 2-3. Martinez gets the loss for the Dragons. He's 0-3. The Yakut Swallows over the Yokohama Bay Stars, 5-2. Suarez for Yokohama gets the win. Oh, yeah. No. Yeah. For Suarez for the Yakult Swallows gets the win. He's 5-3. Sakamoto for Yokohama gets the loss. He's 4-5. And the Hiroshima Carp over the Yomiuri Giants 2-0. Tokoda with the win. He's 4-3. Yamaguchi with the loss. He's 2-6. Updating Major League Baseball right now. 4 games. Let's go to the one in the latter stage of the 6th inning. It is San Francisco 5, San Diego 4. In the 8th inning, it is Houston Astros 10, Los Angeles Angels 5. 9th inning, Atlanta Braves 6, Arizona Diamondbacks 1. And in the 9th inning, it is the Seattle Mariners 5, Oakland A's 2. In South Korea, Doosan Bears over the NC Dinos 12-2. Hanwha Eagles over the LG Twins, 15-6. KT Wiz Suwon over the Kia Tigers, 11-5. Samsung Lions over the Lodi Giants, 11-9. And the SSG Landers over the Kaiwoom Heroes, 13-10. And that, my friends, is all there is. There is no more. We have done our duty. For tonight, we want to thank you all very much for joining us in the chat room and watching us right here on YouTube. We will be back tomorrow, same time, tomorrow, Wednesday, same time, same place with what happened on AEW Wednesday Night Dynamite Grand Slam, live from the Arthur Ashe Tennis Center in Queens, New York, or as we affectionately call it, Flushing Meadows. So stand by for that. We will see you tomorrow. Take care, be well, and good night, everybody. This has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions in association with the L2C Media Network and L2C Sports. See you tomorrow, everybody, 11:35, right here on my YouTube channel. Good night, everybody.